I want to talk about something nobody seems to be talking about in the autism, ADHD, SPD, emotional regulation, behavior world. That is the concept of interoception. Interoception is basically what's going on the inside is going to influence how we perceive our world on the outside. So exteroception is actually your five senses, right? Pretty simple. But our interoception is going to be things like our posture, our gut health, our proprioception, which is like knowing where our body is at in space, our vestibular system, which is kind of like the conductor of our sensory orchestra and putting all the pieces together, and how our vagus nerve is functioning. So our fight or flight system, our autonomic nervous system, basically. And so when all of these things are good on the inside, we're going to be perceiving our external environment as safe. It's going to be perceived as comfortable. You're going to be able to adapt to stresses that come your way. But when things are not okay, like say we've got leaky gut and we've got some real digestive issues, that's going to play a role in how we're going to perceive our environment. Let's say we have really poor and weak postural muscles where, these kiddos, they can't even sit up in school because their postural muscles are so weak that they're like melting in their chair. They're falling out of the chair. They're falling on the floor. They're laying on the floor. So this is what we call gravitational insecurity. Gravitational insecurity is where like they're not perceiving their environment, so they can't feel safe. Like they can't truly feel safe and grounded because they could be falling on the floor at any moment. This feeds into then our proprioception. It's like that's when we bend our finger, we have receptors in our joints that tell our brain like what our body is actually doing. And when we have low proprioception, our body actually cannot fully conceive what it is that we're doing. So could you imagine how that might make you feel really unsafe? So a lot of these kiddos who have these sensory issues, ADD, and ASD, like they are not fully aware and understanding who they are and where they are in their environment. So, don't you think that would be a little unnerving if you didn't understand kind of who you are and where you are as a person? So please keep this in mind when you're raising your children, because it can become a little bit easier to empathize with them when you realize what it is that they're actually dealing with. They are not properly sensing what's going on outside of their body.